Hi everyone, I'm going to tell you a story that we actually got from a client that we used internally and have used with clients since then because it was refreshing and super helpful. We were working with a client a little while ago that developed their core values through stories that came out of their firm. And I first heard the story of their values actually, went into their organization and they had their values displayed up on a wall. And I walked in, I sat down, and I see these posters, and on these posters there are these abbreviations. And I'm like, what's the stuff on the wall? And one of the owners said, oh, those are our core values. And I said, what does that mean? And he reads off all these abbreviations, and I'm like, okay, what does that mean? And then he says, oh, well, that stands for, and he names this sentence that made absolutely no sense to me. And I said, I don't get it. What does that mean? And he goes, oh, well, there was a story once where we had a guy who was working on a project for us, and he was far away, and he called us, and he needed help to try to solve this problem. And, we looked at each other, and we said, all right, well, how far away is that? And he's like, oh, it's about 4 hours. So we said, all right, let's go. And so we got in the car and we drove out and we helped him with the project. And so one of our core values is about going above and beyond for your colleagues, and we tell the story when we explain the values. And I thought it was incredibly powerful because, one, it was a true story of something they actually did. It represented the way they would like their people to work together, and they were able to articulate it in a way that resonated with a specific example of what it meant to work there and what they could expect from the people around them. If you're looking to define your company values and how you want your people to work, I would encourage you to think about examples from your people, your leaders, your teams, your individual contributors, maybe even the way you interact with your customers, and find those really key stories that are meaningful to you and reflect how you want your people to represent your company, and then use them to define your values. We found it really helpful for us in the values that we created, and they are based on stories. It's easier for people to understand, to repeat, to articulate, and as you grow your organization and you have people who are managing people and so on, it's easier for them to translate those skills and behaviors further down the organization. I hope that was helpful, and thanks for checking us out on LinkedIn.